My child, stop scrolling. Don't let this moment pass you by. You didn't come across this message by coincidence. You didn't arrive here by mistake. You were brought here, carefully, intentionally, because I've been speaking to your heart. There's something you've been carrying inside, quietly, privately. You've tried to brush it off. You've questioned it. You've asked me, is it real? Am I imagining it? But now, I want to give you clarity. Yes, there is someone, not just anyone, someone specific. And you, my child, you are on their mind. Not just once, not just occasionally. You are on their mind all the time. You are the thought that keeps coming back. You are the presence they still feel, even when you're far away. You are the name they think about, even when they try not to. Day and night, without a clear reason, they remember you. They carry the sound of your voice. They think about the way you made them feel safe, seen, understood. They wonder what it meant. They wonder what they lost. They wonder if you still think of them too. You left more than a memory. You left an imprint, not just in their mind, but in their soul. And no matter how much time passes, no matter how much distance has grown between you, that imprint remains. They've tried to move forward. They've tried to quiet the pull. But nothing works. Because this isn't just emotion. This is spiritual. This is something I allowed. This is something I designed. I placed you on their mind not to confuse them, but to awaken something inside of them. I stirred their heart with purpose. And now, that stirring has led you here to receive this truth. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt a sudden pull toward someone, not from the flesh, but from the spirit? Have you ever felt someone tugging on your heart, even in their absence? That's not random. That's not meaningless. That could be me, moving between two hearts I once joined for a reason. So listen closely now, because what you're about to hear might just be your confirmation. The weight of a name that won't leave. Do you know what it truly means when someone's name keeps returning to your thoughts again and again, even when you're not trying to remember them? It's not always about memories. It's not always about feelings. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's divine. When I place someone on your heart, it is never meaningless. It is never without reason. And when you stay on someone's mind day and night, when your name keeps showing up in the quiet spaces of their mind, it is not just because they miss you. It is because I'm using that name, your name, to stir something deep inside them. There is someone right now who can't stop thinking of you. You keep returning to their thoughts when they least expect it. They try to focus, they try to move forward, but somehow, your name rises again. You are not just part of their past. You are part of something deeper, something they don't fully understand yet. You are not just a passing thought. You are a quiet question in their spirit. They wonder about you when they wake up. They wonder about you in moments of silence. They wonder if you still care. They wonder what it meant, what it still means. And I let it linger. I allow your name to remain in their thoughts, not to cause confusion, but to bring revelation. This isn't a coincidence. I'm the one who joins hearts, not the world. I'm the one who writes stories that go beyond time and distance. I'm the one who places a longing that doesn't fade easily, because it wasn't meant to. You are part of something greater than what they could see before. And now your presence in their thoughts is not random. It is a signal. It is a reminder. It is me speaking to them in a language they can't quite explain, but they feel it. They feel you in their spirit, even when they try to ignore it. Your name is not just a memory. It is a movement in their heart, a sign that I am doing something they don't fully understand yet. They may not have the words, they may not know how to describe it, but deep down, their soul knows. Their soul knows that your presence mattered. Their soul knows that your connection wasn't ordinary. Their soul knows that something about you still feels unfinished. And that's because I placed you there. I wrote you into their story, not to confuse them, not to distract them, but to prepare them. So no, it's not just a name. It's a whisper, it's a weight, it's a sign. And though they don't say it, though they don't show it, they are carrying you right now in the quietest corners of their heart. They miss you in silence. They don't talk about it. They don't bring your name up in conversations. They don't post about it. But deep within them, you live in the silence, in the quiet moments when no one else is around, when the noise of the world fades, when the phone is set down, when the lights are off, and they are left alone with their thoughts, that's when your memory returns. You echo through their soul. You are the thought that stays long after everything else has passed. You are the one their heart keeps whispering for, even when their voice says nothing. When they close their eyes at night, I see them remembering the sound of your voice. I see them holding on to the way it felt to be near you. They remember your laughter. They remember the way you looked at them. They remember the peace your presence brought, a peace they didn't know how to explain at the time. They replay your last words, over and over, not to torment themselves, but because those words still hold weight. Those words still make them feel something they can't shake. They smile at memories no one else can see. They hold on to the small details, the way you walked, the way you listened, the way you made them feel heard, seen, valued. You've become more than just a memory. You've become a quiet prayer they haven't yet spoken out loud. You've become the name they carry in their sighs. Every deep breath they take, every silent tear. It's all carrying your name. They don't know why they still feel this way. They've tried to forget. They've tried to move forward. But your presence still clings to the corners of their heart. And I know why. Because I'm not finished. I'm still working. I'm working in their heart, softening what had grown hard. I'm working in their spirit, healing what they never told anyone was broken. I'm showing them, piece by piece, who you really were to them. And I'm working in you too, because you, my child, need to know that you were never forgotten, not by me and not by them. Even if they're silent, even if they seem distant, even if it looks like they've let go, I see what you cannot see. I see the nights they think of you and don't say a word. I see the moments when they hear a song and pause because it reminds them of a moment you once shared. Their silence is not empty. It is filled with your name. It is filled with questions they're still too afraid to ask. It is filled with feelings they've buried deep, hoping they'd fade, but they haven't. Because I made you matter. And I don't allow what matters to simply disappear. You may not hear from them now, but I hear their thoughts, I hear their longing, I hear the silent words they wish they could speak. So don't let the silence convince you that nothing is happening, because even in their quietest moments, they miss you. And I'm still writing the story, a divine disruption. Some connections are not supposed to fade. Some people are not meant to be forgotten. And when a bond is part of my plan, I will not allow it to vanish, even if it has been broken for a while. The separation you experienced wasn't a failure. It wasn't the end. It was what I call the divine disruption. I stepped in, not to destroy the connection, but to protect it, reshape it, and prepare it for something better. Because what you had was real, but it wasn't ready. And sometimes I have to interrupt what is good in order to make it holy. That time apart was not wasted. It was necessary. Because both of you had growing to do. Both of you needed to see yourselves more clearly. Both of you had parts of your heart that were not yet healed. You had to walk through hard lessons. You had to face some painful truths. You had to confront the wounds you were carrying and the pride you were hiding behind. They needed time to learn how to love me first, before they could ever love you right. And you needed to learn that your identity was never in them. It was always in me. That space I created between you wasn't rejection. It was redirection. It was me pulling you both away so I could work in secret, so I could heal what was broken on the inside before I allowed anything to come together on the outside. Now things are shifting. Now, when they hear your name, something happens inside of them. It's no longer casual. It's no longer something they can brush off. Your name brings questions. It brings reflection. It brings a quiet stirring that they can't explain. And they're beginning to understand that what they felt for you wasn't like anything else. They are beginning to realize that the connection you shared wasn't ordinary. It wasn't surface level. It wasn't just emotion. It had weight. It had depth. It had purpose. Because you were the one I used to open their eyes. You were the one who made them curious about things they never thought deeply about before. You were the one who carried my light, even when you didn't know it. You awakened something spiritual in them, and now they can't unsee it, they can't undo it, they can't forget it. So I let you leave their life, not because the story ended, but because they had to seek me before they could return to you. They had to discover who I am. They had to recognize my voice. They had to feel the void, not just of your absence, but of my presence. Because love, if it's going to last, has to be built on something deeper than feeling. It has to be built on truth, on wholeness, on me. And so I allowed the break, not to punish either of you, but to prepare both of you. And now the preparation is starting to bear fruit. Their heart is softer, their spirit is more aware. Their soul is asking questions they never asked before. And it's because of what I planted through you. You weren't just someone. You were a vessel. You were a divine appointment in human form. And even though you've been apart, I have not stopped working behind the scenes. Because when I write a story, I finish it in my perfect time. The fire I placed in their heart, that pull they feel, that deep stirring they try to ignore, that tug in their spirit that keeps coming back to you, again and again. I placed it there. It's not a random thought. It's not a weak moment. It's a fire I lit inside their heart, a fire that was never meant to consume them, but to awaken something that had been sleeping. You became the spark I used to open their eyes. Through you, they began to feel what genuine connection looks like, what peace sounds like, what love rooted in purpose actually feels like. And now, they can't unsee it. They try to go about their day. They try to build new things. They meet new people. But something in them keeps comparing every voice, every presence, every feeling to you. They don't do it to chase the past. They don't do it to dishonor what they have now. They do it because their soul knows that what they had with you was real. It wasn't ordinary. It wasn't temporary. It carried something sacred. And now that you're not there, the absence speaks louder than any conversation. The silence has become a mirror, and in that mirror, they see the truth they couldn't face before. They feel regret for the words they never said, for the times they took you for granted, for the moments they didn't realize what was standing right in front of them. They feel longing, not just for the memories, but for the presence, for the way your soul made theirs feel safe, for the way your spirit carried peace without trying. They feel drawn to thoughts of you they didn't ask for. Drawn to dreams about you that come without warning. Drawn to a quiet need for healing, one that begins with your name. Why? Because I'm breathing into their conscience. My spirit is whispering truth where they used to only hear noise. I'm reminding them of the purpose behind your presence. I'm making them see, not through memory, but through conviction. They can't deny it anymore. They've run out of reasons to pretend they've moved on. Because their soul is being reawakened. And when the soul wakes up, it starts looking for what it lost. This is not about going backward. This is about understanding. This is about finally recognizing who you were and who you still are. You didn't just walk into their life. You were sent. You were part of a deeper work. You were the reflection of something greater than them. And that kind of connection doesn't disappear. That fire they feel, that ache that keeps rising in their chest, that warmth that returns at the sound of your name, it's not going away. Because I don't light fires without reason, and I don't stir hearts unless I'm about to do something new. So trust me, that flame was never a mistake, and what it's burning through now is everything that once stood in the way of them seeing you clearly. They want to come back but don't know how. Right now, there's a weight on their heart that they don't know how to carry. They feel the silence between you, like a wall too high to climb. They think about you, not just once, not just now and then, but constantly. You come to mind at the most unexpected times. They feel it all, the memories, the laughter, the closeness, and the distance. They want to say something, they want to reach out, but fear holds them back. They're afraid that too much time has passed. They're afraid that if they try, you might not receive them. They're afraid of being vulnerable again. Afraid that your life has moved forward without them. Afraid that they missed their moment. But still, they can't stop thinking of you. They're hoping for a sign. They scroll through your pictures quietly. They reread your old messages, looking for comfort, trying to find something they may have missed. Some small sign that you still care. They pause before sending a message. They type something, then delete it. They think, what if it's too late? And still, your name stays on their heart. They want to come back. not just to revisit the past, but to make something right, to heal what was broken, to hold again what they once let slip away. Their heart feels torn between courage and fear, and so instead of action they stay silent. But in their silence, I hear them. I hear the words they can't say. I hear the apology they've rehearsed 1,000 times in their mind. I hear the longing they try to bury in their busy days. They may be quiet, but they are not over it. They may act strong, but they are not whole. They may seem fine, but deep inside they are missing you in a way they can't describe. And so I speak to you now. Because where they cannot speak, I will. Where they are afraid to act, I will begin to move. I will be the voice that breaks through hesitation. I will be the strength behind their weakness. I will be the bridge between your hearts. Don't let the silence fool you. Don't let the distance make you believe it's finished. Because I still see purpose in this connection. There is still something sacred in the bond between you. Even if they don't know how to return, I can make a way. Let me guide the next step. Let me open the door if it's meant to be walked through. Let me soften the fear that holds them back. Because the connection you shared is not forgotten. And what I begin with purpose, I do not leave undone. Prepare your heart, because something is shifting. My child, do not allow your heart to become cold. Do not let pain make you bitter. Do not let silence make you believe I am not moving. Because even when you see nothing, I am still working. Right now, something is shifting. Not just in you, not just in them, but in the unseen space between you, the place where only I can move. You may not feel it, you may not sense it clearly, but I am doing something new. What once felt still is now moving. What seemed broken is beginning to stir with life again. But here is what you must know. You must prepare your heart. Because when I bring restoration, it doesn't always look the way you imagined. It may come through a moment you didn't expect, a message you didn't see coming, a conversation you weren't prepared to have. And when that door opens, even just a little, you must be ready. Ready not with anger, not with fear, but with peace, with grace, with forgiveness. Let go of the things that hardened your heart. Release the need to understand everything before you trust me. Let go of the fear that says it's too late. Let go of the pain that tells you to protect yourself by staying distant. Because when I reconnect hearts, I don't copy the past. I redeem it. I don't repeat old stories. I write new ones. I rebuild on healed ground, and I make the next chapter stronger than the last. You are not waiting in vain. This season of stillness was not empty. It was alignment. I've been preparing your heart. I've been building your character. I've been softening what once became hard. And I've been doing the same in them, in ways you cannot see. Their silence is not the end of the story. Their distance is not the final word. I'm still working. I'm still writing. And yes, they still think of you. Because I'm not finished. Because my hand is still on this. Because I placed purpose in the connection, and I do not abandon what I have touched with my plans. So prepare your heart, prepare your thoughts, prepare your spirit. Walk in forgiveness, walk in readiness, walk in trust. Because when I move, it will come suddenly. And I don't want you to miss what I've been shaping behind the scenes. This is not just about restoration, it's about transformation. And if you'll let me, I will make all things new. In you, in them, and in what comes next. This was not a coincidence. You're not listening to this by accident. You didn't find this message by chance. You're here because this message belongs to you. It was prepared for your heart. The restless feeling inside you, the thoughts you've been trying to push away, that stirring, that deep wondering, it's been there for a reason. Your spirit already knew something was still alive. Something was unfinished. Something was real. They can't stop thinking about you. And that's not because you're unforgettable. It's because you were divinely assigned. You were not just someone passing through. You were not just a memory. You were part of their journey. You were sent. You were my divine appointment for their life at a specific time and season. You left more than a feeling. You left an echo. A soul echo that still moves inside them, even now. And while you've been asking me if it's over, while you've been quietly burying the hope that still lives inside your chest, I've been whispering, not yet. This connection still has purpose. This bond still has meaning. This season was not wasted, and neither was the love you gave. So I say this with love and truth. Do not chase. Do not beg. You do not need to lower your value to be seen again. You are not forgotten. You are not replaceable. Just prepare. Let me work. Let me heal what time could not. Let me bring the right moment, the right conversation, the right return. Because when the time is right, when hearts are ready, when souls are in alignment, I will bring them back with clarity and courage. Not confusion, not hesitation, but boldness. With eyes that see you clearly and a heart that knows your worth. This was never just about love, this was about destiny, and I never forget what I assign. God, prepare me for what's coming. Heavenly Father, thank you for speaking directly to my heart today. Thank you for this gentle reminder that I am not forgotten, not by you and not by the one you placed on my spirit. Even in the silence, you are near. Even in the waiting, you are working. Even when I feel unseen, you are shaping something greater behind the scenes. So today, I choose to release everything I cannot control. I let go of fear. Fear that it's too late. Fear that I'm not enough. Fear that the connection is lost. I let go of every doubt, the questions that whisper lies into my heart, the worry that tries to rob my peace. And I let go of every delay, knowing that your timing is always perfect, even when I don't understand it. Prepare my heart, God. Prepare me to forgive, even when it's hard. Prepare me to hope again, even when I feel tired. Prepare me to wait, not with anxiety, but with peace. And when the time comes, when the door opens, when restoration arrives, help me to recognize it. Help me not to run from it. Help me to welcome it with grace. I choose to wait with faith. I choose to walk in peace. And I choose to believe that what is meant for me will never miss me, because it is already written by you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.